Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, please feel to subscribe, like and share. As you can see behind me, or where I am right now, I am at the Memorial Park in Nairobi City, the one that was up karibu na bomb blast, the one that was bombed. So I'm inside the visitors center and I want to show you guys around, and let's take a trip down memory lane and remember all those who lost their lives in the bombing that happened in 1998. So feel free to enjoy. If you do enjoy, give this video a thumbs up. Let's get to it. So as you guys can see, this is a seat. So we have the Kenyan flag all around it, which of course symbolizes Kenya, our country. And you can see it has a message written Amani na Salama. And when we come here, we have various quotes on the walls, from different people. Kuna hii hapa, the bench. Amani na Salama, as you've seen down there, it means peace and stability. These were various quotes written from different people. As you can see, kuna ziko hadi huko juu. Forgive my shortness, guys. I'm too short. Anyway, yeah. So we have Wangari Maathai, the late Wangari Maathai, hapo hivyo. We have Ngugi wa Thiong'o huko juu, but fortunately I'm not able to go there. We have Nelson Mandela hapa hivi, Pope Francis, all of these great people. We have Muhammad Ali here. We have the famous Chinua Achebe down here. We have Desmond Tutu hapa. And then we have, if you want peace, you don't talk to your friends, you talk to your enemies. This is by Desmond Tutu. And then Margaret Mead: never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Sorry. So you can see on this wall right here, I was told these were the countries that suffered bomb blast. As you can see, we have different countries with the year that they had the bomb blast, plus the number of people that died. So as you can see, we have Somalia, we have India, Iraq, Egypt. It's not only Kenya, we also have other countries. You guys should come to this place. It's located in CBD. I know most of you know bomb blast, so yeah, it's a good place to come. Remember the Westgate attack in Nairobi, so we have it there on September 2013. We had the Garissa University College. You guys remember that too. It was on April 2015. The Mali, Nigeria, Turkey, we have a lot of them there. It's like an emotional trip down memory lane, you guys. A very emotional one. Up here, you guys can see we have this big picture. I've been told, you see that picture? Unaona hapa kwa kona ukishaingia na I think it's Uhuru Highway, hii kona inakuanga hapa. This is that picture. This is that site actually when the bombing happened. You can see there are two men trying to help an injured lady stand up. As you can see, this is one of those moments that we want to preserve kabisa. And then we have a quote under that. It's by Ambassador Prudence Bushnell. It says, if you can create community, then you can face anything, even if it is extraordinary painful. This is so good, you guys. So on this bench we have kila jema halikosi sifa njema. Mlimpenda moyoni rohoni sitasahau. This is just a way to remember our beloved ones, those who, lost their lives. So guys, I'm still here. I'm about to tell you a story about how the bomb blast came to be. So it happened on the August 17th, 1998. For some who just wake up, it's just like a normal day. People go to school, people go to work, others go to meet their friends, but on this particular day, day, yes, it wasn't the same case. People come to work, so at about 10:30 a.m. there was a car that goes by, and two people came out of it. One of them threw a flash grenade. So the guards who were there ran for cover and asked for help, but unfortunately the lines were busy and they couldn't get help, and just shortly a bomb exploded. So guys, this was how the USA embassy used to look like before it was bombed. So this was just like on a normal day. This was how it looked like. This is the cooperative bank. You guys still know it, next to the embassy before the bomb. This was how it looked like, and everything just before the bombing occurred. Here at the just next to the cooperative bank, we have the Bankers Strike Stands industry. So this is just a newspaper that was also Friday, August 7th, 1998. This was that day's paper. So at 10 a.m., this is the ambassador Bushnell, the one Mona quote yake. It's on under the big picture that I showed you guys, and the one next to her is Trade Minister Joseph Kamodo, and this was the schedule. This was ambassador's schedule. What we see down here is the guard at the US embassy at the time of the bombing. This was the guard up before when the bombing was happening. His name is Joash Okindo. After it was bombed, this was how Cooperative Bank looked like. Okay guys, so simultaneously on that day, there was also another bombing in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, where the USA embassy here Tanzania was also bombed on that same day. So I'm about to show you pictures of the Dar es Salaam USA embassy and how it was bombed and everything. As you've seen before, the before and after of the Cooperative Bank and the USA embassy that was there before. So this was the USA Embassy of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, which was also bombed on August 7th, 1998. And this was the paper that followed after on the second day, Bomb Terror, Daily Nation, August 8th, 1998. So what we are seeing here are That was after the bomb blast occurred. You can see this debris over there. We have, I think these are firefighters trying to put out a fire. We have, this is what it looked like after it was bombed. You see, people were injured by flying glass. You can see people wanting to be rescued. And here we have the ambassador that I showed you. Yes, joining people outside to go outside the building. Now, guys, when you watch a movie and you see a place being blasted, what follows after is those seconds or minutes of silence as everyone tries to grasp what's just occurred. Now, according to John Kidongo, who is a journalist, he described that moment as silent. There was a huge crater where the bomb went off. Vehicles were destroyed. They were black, they were burned. The air was a mixture of what do you call it, smoke. There was ash, there was everything everywhere, and there was glass down with blood of the people who were injured just on the floor everywhere. And what I'm about to show you is glasses that were collected, and actually the glasses that you see behind me represent the shards of glasses that were everywhere. People were hurt by the glasses, people were cut by it, and I'm going to show you that. After the blast, US Marines were keeping people off the embassy site in an effort to protect them. Kenyans started digging through the rubble at the Ufundi Cooperative House, often with their bare hands, to rescue those injured by the explosion and collapsed buildings. Kenyans came together to save foreigners and other Kenyans, regardless of their ethnicity, at a time when ethnic tension was high. They jumped in with minimal concern for their own safety to help those who had been injured, and continued to do so even after the international rescue teams arrived later in the day. Kenyans, Israelis, French, British, and Americans joined the rescue efforts, working around the clock as cause of other nations offered and provided support. The rescue workers were determined to save every person they could, spending hours and days digging closer to people trapped in the wreckage, sending in dogs to sniff for signs of life, who eagerly backed to their rescue teams when they found someone. So guys, as you can see, this is the Cooperative Bank, and this was the US Embassy and what was left with it. As you can see, people here trying to rescue everyone and everything that was done there. So this was the Thursday, August 1998 paper, told up to 247 as rescue ends. But we see Major General John Agoi said 29 more bodies were recovered between 6 p.m. on Tuesday and 8 a.m. yesterday. President Moi declared an end to the rescue operations after 4 days. At that time, it was difficult to establish the number of victims due to the injured and deceased being dispersed in hospitals and morgues across the city. The final death toll stood at 218, with over 5,000 injured, and many more who are still challenged in their day-to-day lives as a result of the trauma. The trial for 4 men responsible for the bombings was held in U.S. federal court in New York City in March 2001. The U.S. Constitution limits its jurisdiction to crimes committed against U.S. citizens, so the men were charged with 302 counts, including the death of 12 Americans. But the jury knew that 224 people had been killed, around 5,000, and around 5,000 had been injured, some permanently. All 4 were found guilty on each of the 302 accounts. Each man was given a life imprisonment without parole. Some were relieved, but many more had hoped the 4 men would have been killed for the lives they took on the devastation they caused Kenya, Tanzania, and their people. For every American killed in the Osama bin Laden's jihad, over 20 Kenyans and Tanzanians were also killed. This united the world in sympathy for the victims and a near universal condemnation of the bombing. The world was turned and united in support of the East Africans who were killed in the war that was not their own. Kenyans from around the country continued the support by donating blood, blankets, and food to the victims of the attack. Matatu owners carried casualties to hospitals around the city free of charge. Businessmen donated equipment to help with debris removal, and truckloads of donations arrived from Mombasa and other regions. The African Medical and Research Foundation, AMREF, restocked supplies at 18 hospitals in Nairobi and Dar es Salaam, turned its headquarters into a blood donation center, and in partnership with Kenyatta National Hospital, provided plastic and reconstructive surgery for over 300 blast victims. Grieving friends, co-workers, and wananchi, the ordinary people, began laying flowers at the bomb site the following day. Commemorations, memorials, and funerals occupied the lives of Kenyans for days. Thousands of Kenyans mourned and prayed at the Uhuru Park in Nairobi on Sunday, August the 9th. Bodies of the 12 Americans who perished in the attack were welcomed home in a tribute at Andrews Air Force Base near Washington, D.C. on August 13th. In 2001, the August 7th Memorial Park was opened on the site of the terrible tragedy as a place of remembrance and reflection. The three-legged stool is a common feature in many African societies, comprising a seat with 3 legs and chisel out of a single block of wood. The stool represents power, stability, and harmony. Stools are associated with elders and are a central feature of the conflict resolution or other harmony-seeking dialogues. These stools represent a continued desire to build peace and open up spaces for dialogues, seek justice, and the strength of African cultural expressions. These tool designs are inspired by the cultures of the Luo, Kamba, Kikuyu, Maasai, and Giriama communities of Kenya. If you enjoyed this video, if you were touched by this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You are welcome to visit the Visitor Center in the Memorial Park. Adults, you pay 150 shillings, residents 100 shillings, students 50 shillings. Anytime you feel like you have nothing to do around the CBD, please feel free to come and share this moment with those who left us and those who survived. Thank you so much. Lots of love. By the way, once you're here, the entry fee also covers a film. Kuna film ya 15 minutes, and there's also a film for 45 minutes. So it's upon you to know ni gani unataka and what you want to watch. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you for watching this video.